Welcome to the Hire Arabia podcast, powered by Matchmaker Number One. I'm Ines Mokrani, recruiter, coach, and connector of talent across Europe and the Middle East. In this podcast, we explore the challenges, opportunities, and success stories of hiring in one of the world's most dynamic regions. Let's dive in. Welcome, everyone. We're diving into a conversation about female leadership and work-life balance in the GCC. This is a topic that's rich with nuance and transformation.
Absolutely. There's so much going on, especially with how female leadership isn't just a trend, but a fundamental strategic shift.
Yeah. It's like the whole narrative has changed. Organizations are finally waking up to the fact that not letting women lead means missing out on key assets, talented individuals who add relational intelligence, conflict sensitivity, and stakeholder awareness, which are, crucial for today's business transformation.
Exactly. It's interesting because many outside the region, especially in Europe, still see the Middle East as lagging behind. But in reality, the GCC is setting some record numbers when it comes to women in senior roles, right?
Right. Role models are breaking barriers left and right. There's a surge of female-led startups scaling at impressive rates, more women graduating than men in some instances, and government-backed initiatives that are, really like transforming the leadership landscape.
Yeah, and it's not just symbolic either. In sectors like finance, HR, and government, women are actually getting promoted faster than their male counterparts. That's pretty remarkable.
It really is. And the point is, companies that ignore this shift by not embracing female leadership risk losing talent and, cultural relevance, which is absolutely essential in a region where billions are invested in transformation.
That's an interesting point, but do you think that such rapid change really addresses all the inherent challenges, like those hidden barriers many women face?
Yeah, and that's where things get really nuanced. There are three major hurdles: the confidence penalty, cultural expectations, and the misinterpretation
Right.
of ambition. Each of these plays a huge role.
Could you break those down a bit more? Like, what exactly is the confidence penalty?
Sure, it's basically that even high-performing women may underestimate themselves, not due to a lack of skills, but because they've been conditioned to always be cautious.
Yeah, I get that. And then there's cultural expectations, right? How do they play into this?
Right. So women in the region often have to juggle dual identities. They're expected to meet professional demands while also upholding traditional family roles. That's a tightrope walk.
And the third one, misinterpreted ambition, is, a double-edged sword. Could you expand on that a bit?
Absolutely. When women push forward, their ambition is sometimes seen as being too direct or too aggressive, while men exhibiting similar behavior are celebrated as strong leaders. The bias is subtle, but it's there.
Exactly. That bias is so pervasive, it almost undercuts the genuine strides being made. But I wonder, don't you think that emphasizing sponsorship over mentorship might risk devaluing the role of traditional mentors that many rely on?
That's a good point. But think of it like this. It's not about discarding mentorship altogether. It's about ensuring that leaders actively use their influence to open doors. Sponsorship goes directly to enabling opportunities, whereas mentorship is more advisory. It's a subtle but critical difference for empowering women in such dynamic settings.
I see. So it's like having a coach who not only gives advice, but actually makes sure you get on the field.
Exactly. And beyond that, there's the need for psychological safety, a space where women can speak freely without fearing misinterpretation, and a career path designed to acknowledge their unique reality.
Absolutely. That makes total sense. So companies must innovate not only in products, but also in their people systems, right?
Yeah, you're spot on. And a great example was the story of a brilliant finance leader who almost left the workforce because of a cultural misunderstanding.
Really? Oh, do tell. Stories like that really illustrate the point.
Sure thing. Her manager noticed she wasn't speaking up in meetings. He thought she lacked confidence. But culturally, she was just respecting hierarchy and waiting for her moment. Once her manager actively encouraged her, asked her direct questions, and created space for her contributions, she blossomed into one of the top performers at her company.
Yeah, that's a transformative change. So it wasn't that she was incapable, but rather that she needed the right kind of leadership to reveal her potential. That's powerful.
Exactly. And this brings us to the qualities of the new generation of female leaders here. They're hyper-educated, globally exposed, digitally fluent, relationship-oriented, and comfortable with complexity.
Yes,
They beautifully blend traditional values with modern ambition.
it's a real hybrid identity, like merging the best of both worlds, right?
Absolutely. And with this, companies need to change four key things. Stop confusing equality with identical treatment, build real leadership pipelines, reward outcomes instead of just hours, and importantly, train managers not just to manage women, but to lead them.
Yeah, that last point really strikes home. I was actually thinking, isn't it a bit challenging for managers to shift their mindset from traditional management to a leadership role that caters uniquely to women?
It is challenging, no doubt, but it's essential. Managers shape careers more than static policies ever can. They need to evolve because if they don't, companies risk stagnation and the loss of innovative talent.
That makes a lot of sense. Without adaptive leadership, even progressive policies could fail.
Exactly. And then for the women tuning in, the advice is crystal clear. Don't wait for permission to lead. Don't shrink to fit outdated stereotypes. And never underestimate how powerful your voice is when you use it consistently.
Very empowering indeed. That's a rallying cry, especially in a region that's undergoing massive transformation.
Yes, and it's not just about female leadership being the future. It's about transformation being incomplete without women's voices.
Right, absolutely. And when companies get this right, they not only drive growth, but also foster an environment where innovation thrives.
Precisely. Think of it like this. If you have a race car that's got all the power, but you're not nurturing every part of the car, you're not going to win the race. Every component, every driver must be optimized.
Yes, exactly. That analogy really hits home. It also makes me wonder, though, about the pace of cultural change. Can organizations really adapt quickly enough, given the pace of global transformation?
Well, it's like water slowly eroding a rock. Change might seem gradual, but over time, it can reshape even the most rigid structures.
True. And with billions being invested in transformation in the region, the incentive for rapid adaptive change is definitely there.
Exactly. Companies that recognize this and genuinely support female leadership not only harness talent, but maintain cultural relevance in a rapidly changing world.
Yes, indeed. It's intriguing how, on one side, cultural norms still present some challenges. Yet on the flip side, these very norms also set a stage for a unique kind of leadership strength, like a double-edged sword that, when used correctly, can be a tremendous asset.
That's a great observation. And let's not forget, this shift is about equity too, not identical treatment. It's about giving each leader the specific support they need to thrive.
Yeah, exactly. In the end, it all boils down to truly understanding the lived realities of these leaders and designing systems that work for them instead of against them.
Right. Which makes the conversation not just an HR or management issue, but a fundamental strategic issue that drives business success.
Absolutely, very strategic. I think it's clear that female leadership in the GCC isn't just a niche topic. It's a blueprint for the future of work in a rapidly evolving global landscape.
You summed it up perfectly. And that's what makes this conversation so exciting. The blend of tradition and modern ambition is reshaping how leadership looks, not only in the GCC, but potentially around the world.
Definitely. So, here's to transformative change, to voices that won't be silenced, and to reimagining work-life balance in ways that truly empower every individual.
Cheers to that. Thanks for joining this vibrant discussion. Keep pushing boundaries and remember, your voice makes a difference.
Absolutely, thank you. And to our listeners, stay tuned, challenge the status quo, and lead fearlessly.
That's it from us this time. See you in the next conversation.
See you soon. Until next time.
Thank you for tuning in to the Higher Arabia podcast, brought to you by Matchmaker Number One. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, share, and leave us a review. It helps us connect even more talented individuals with opportunities. See you next time. Until then, keep building bridges between cultures and careers.